All right, here's the homework help video for our common denominator practice worksheet. This goes with our lesson about common denominators, right? Learning about our three methods that gets us to common denominators. And so here we go. We're going to convert each of the following sets of fractions to have common denominators. I'm going to go through a variety of our methods. If you have a method that works and you like using that one, by all means, that's what I want you to do. All right, here we go. First one, I see 3/4 and I see 7/12. In my head, what I'm noticing is that we've got a nice, easy connection to go from 4 to 12, right? This is our method 3 using multiples. I know that 4 times 3 is 12, okay? Whenever I change my bottom or I scale it up, I'm also going to do the same here, okay? And I'm not going to draw an arrow, but rather I know that I'm going to have to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. What does this turn into? Well, both of them will have a denominator of 12. Since I didn't have to change anything on the right fraction, I'm going to just leave it 7/12. However, I did have to change 4 into 12, meaning I'm going to multiply 3 by 3. I'm not going to make it 3. I'm going to make it 9. So I should have 9/12 and 7/12. Number 2, 5 and 6. There's no multiple of this. I can't just scale up. I'm going to use my ladder method. And I'm going to notice that, well, actually, they don't share any common factors. Okay. Go around, multiply these all together to find my least common multiple, which ends up being 30. So I'm going to scale each of these to have a base of 30, or a denominator of 30. And then I've got to see, how did I go from one to the other? Well, for 5, I had to multiply 5 by 6 to get to 30. So on top, I'm going to do the same. 6 times 4 is 24. Over here, how did I get 6 to 30? Well, I multiplied by 5, meaning I'm going to do 1 times 5, which is 5. So my answer should be 24 over 30 and 5 over 30. Number 3, 8 to 56. This one is a multiple. I know to go from 8 to 56, it's just times 7. Again, if I don't have to change my denominator for one of them, I can just rewrite the numerator, right? There was no change. These should stay the same. But now I've got to think, because I had to do 8 times 7, I'm also going to multiply 5 by 7 because I'm scaling that one up. 5 times 7 is 35. So I get an answer of 35/56 over 3/56. Number 4, this one I'm going to look for and see, is there a common multiple that I can use? I'm going to use my organized list, again, just showing that a bunch of methods can help us get to the answer. I know that this goes 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. And then for 12, 24, 36, 48. I see a couple of matches, but again, least common multiple means I want the smallest match, which would be 24. So 24 is going to be my new denominator, right? And you can think, well, how many times did I have to multiply 12 by to get to 24? It's 2. Otherwise, we can just count and say, hey, there's 2 there as well. Since I changed the bottom by 2, I'm also going to multiply my numerator by 2 as well and get 10/24. For 8, 8 times 3 got me to 24. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Number 5, I've got another one. 7 times 9 gets me 63, so it's a multiple. I'm going to leave the second one alone. The first one is going to change to a base of 63. And my top, I've just got to scale up by the same factor of 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Okay. Number 6, 4 and 6 don't have a common one. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to do my strategy where I multiply these two together. Okay. 4 times 6 is 24, meaning my new base for each of these is 24. And then I just need to multiply my numerators by the opposite denominator, right? So for this one, I'm going to multiply it by the opposite denominator. Over here, same thing by the opposite denominator. 6 times 1 is 6. 1 times 4 is 4. I get my answers there. If you chose a different strategy and you ended up with 12s on the bottom, you should have 3 12s and 2 12s. Number 7, 7 and 10 don't share anything. So again, I'm going to just multiply these two together. 10 times 7 is 70. And again, we're going to multiply our numerators by the opposite denominator. So 7 times 7 is 49. 10 times 3 is 30. Last one here, number 8. 16 and 10. I'm going to look for my least common multiple between these two. I can take out a 2. And that's all I can go. 2 times 5 is 10. Times 8 is 80. All right. I got to think, how did I go from 16 to 80? Well, 16 times 5 gives me 80. So I'm going to multiply the top by 5. 5 times 7 is 35. And to get to 80 from 10, I multiply by 8 on both the top and bottom. 3 times 8 is 24. All right. There is your homework help video for the Common Denominators practice page. Use this as a guide to check your work or to help you kind of go through those tougher questions that you might have.